Our next awards are being presented by the California Community College Sports Information Association. The honorees are Tony Altobelli from Orange Coast College and Brian Silva from College of the Desert. Tony, if you would please join the president, Nico de la Valle, for a photo. Tony Altobelli has been, and I'm trying to say that right, and I said it wrong the first time.
1 for 2.
Oh, 1 for 2 like that. Tony Altobelli, it depends on what sport you're in. Tony Altobelli has been Sports Information Director at Orange Coast College for the past 16 years, and during that time has been provided the Pirate student athletes with unparalleled devotion to helping them live their dreams with their teams. Oh yes, he's done the regular sports information duties, like keeping the website updated, keeping stats, handling all of the social media accounts, overseeing game management, and all the other unsung duties that sports information directors are accustomed to doing thousands of times over the course of their career. And he's done them all as well as anyone around. And for Tony, doing them well is all pretty routine. But January 26, 2020 was anything but routine for Tony. Although the professionalism he exhibited under the most tragic of circumstances was anything but routine, that's because Tony's older brother John, the highly successful and wildly popular baseball coach at Orange Coast College, was on the devastating helicopter crash that took the lives of 9 people, including John, his wife, Carrie, their daughter, Alyssa, Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and 4 others. Tony, instantly stunned and numbed at the time, he knew he had to grieve, but first he had a job to do. A job whose familiarity would help him get through the hours and days ahead. It was about handling the media situation from an Orange Coast perspective. John had won 4 state championships and more than 700 games over almost 30 years. His passing was a newsworthy just by that. But Tony also felt it was about handling it as an Altobelli. Somehow he could let the world know the stories of at least 3 other people on that flight. So Tony did dozens of interviews with national media while still comprehending what was unfolding in front of him. He checked in with the team and what their plans were for their season, which was just a couple of days away. In other words, he did his job when no one expected to do so. Over the course of the following weeks and months, Tony told and wrote the stories about John, their close relationship, and of life growing up together. It was never easy, but Tony persevered. He owed it to Orange Coast College, but more importantly, he owed it to his brother John. Tony's efforts didn't get unnoticed. ESPN wrote a feature about his efforts. Other media followed the same route. The College Sports Information Directors of America noticed as well. The profession's largest organization awarded Tony the Bud Nangle Award for showing exceptional integrity and bravery while carrying out their jobs under unusual circumstances. It was just the 4th time that COSIDA has ever awarded the Bud Nangle Award. Under the most trying of circumstances, Tony was a professional among professionals, and today his peers honor him for that commitment. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Altobelli.
Thank you to everybody here. Congratulations to all the award members. Not to show up Dan or anything, but I was a 2-year varsity baseball player, on a 5 and 45 baseball team in Newport Harbor. That wasn't in the notes, but I just wanted to share that with everybody. You know, it's funny, we talk about, you know, family, and everybody that works at the colleges that they work at, they have a connection to their college. When something like this happens, you don't realize how deep that connection is until you have people that are there for you 24 hours a day. And, you know, 2 of my favorite people in the world are sitting at my table. Jason Taylor and Ashley Rippian, they were part of what was going on that day, that week, that month. And you know, people have been giving me a lot of praise as far as like having strength and courage to withstand everything that I went through, but I couldn't have done it without them. I couldn't have done it without Orange Coast College. I couldn't have done it without, you know, the Pirate family. You know, that's something we always talk about. So I'm forever grateful for them, especially these two knuckleheads at my table. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. A group of people that I didn't really get a chance to acknowledge throughout all this were my brothers in arms, my sisters in arms, the sports information directors around California. I can't tell you how many different phone calls, how many different emails, how many different text messages, offering support, offering love, offering encouragement. Robert Lewis, Wes McCurtis, Nico, like unbelievable people that just were there for me when I needed it. Didn't even offer me to take a day off. They just told me I was taking days off. You know, I'm doing your softball game today. I'm doing your baseball game today. Amazing the kind of support that the 3C2A can provide you when things like this happen. So my word of advice, if something like this does ever happen, God willing it doesn't, lean on your department, lean on your school. The 3C2A will be there for you, and it's something that I could not have gotten through without everybody here in this room. So thank you very much for that. I'm gonna end with a little story involving my brother, since he was, you know, obviously well known, and people have heard his story left and right. But the day before he passed away, I was actually at Orange Coast College exercising, if you can believe that. My goal, I was going to be 50 that year, and I had the whole year to plan for it, so I was going to lose 50 pounds for my 50th birthday, and obviously with everything that happened, that fell by the wayside. So, but I was working my butt off. I was going up and down the tracks and the stadium stairs and everything. I could hear there was a baseball practice going on. It was the day before opening week, you know, so I'm sweating. I walk on over, and my brother's just sitting on a bucket of balls looking at the field. I stand behind him, so he's like this, and I'm like this. And without even looking back at me, he's like, what are you doing here? You lost or something? It's Saturday. What are you doing here at Orange Coast? I'm like, John, you're not going to believe it. I was exercising. And he's like, yeah, And just as brothers do, giving me a whole bunch of crap. And I said, John, I just did 15 laps around the stadium. I did 15 up and down the stadium stairs. And he's like, yeah, now you're going to go home and have, 15 pieces of pizza and 15 And the whole dugout's laughing there because they're all hearing me getting ragged on. But my brother, without anyone noticing, reached behind and kind of like gave me like a little pat on the leg, like, good job. Like he was proud of me, but no one's going to know about it except just you and me. So practice is over, and he's walking this way, and I'm walking this way, and I kind of patted him on the shoulder, and I said, hey, I'll see you Tuesday. And he's like, all right, Tony, I'll see you Tuesday. And I was going to turn around and walk out with him, but I couldn't. I didn't. Somebody asked me a question, so I just sat there. And one of our assistant coaches came up to me. He's like, hey, Tony, just so you know, your brother was talking about you to all the parents that were at the practice today. I'm like, oh, that ought to be good. What kind of stuff did he say? And the one thing he said you're one of the best sports information directors in the state. And then I hear my brother in his office, that's not what I said. Okay, John. He comes out. I'm like, all right, what did you say? And the last thing he ever said to me, he said, you're the best sports information director in the state. So it's a nice memory. I'm honored to be here. I'm grateful for this award. There's a lot of sports information directors out here that deserve the same amount of awards that I got today. For you schools that don't have sports information directors, please get one. It's really important to help your programs develop into the future, help build archives, help build history, build legitimacy. Find it in your heart, find it in your pocketbook to get sports information directors on board, because we're a pretty fun group to hang out with. So anyway, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations to all the work.